Hey guys, Adam from RYO. Today we're going to look at the 2016 Ford rear bumper. This one was a lot of fun to design. Had this this one was really fun to design. And I wanted to try to find a way to keep it similar to the front, so can get them in a pair. So we're just going to kind of step through this. I'm just going to give you just a little bit of the software and stuff I'm using, like I usually do. What you're looking at right here is SolidWorks. It's a 3D modeling software. So we're just kind of showing you some of the different pieces of this assembly as we work through this. And also, as we go through this, I'll be just showing pictures and some item numbers and things like that from the bill of materials that you guys should receive with this bumper as you assemble. I'll also be using words like tab and slot, corner to corner, V-grooves, fillet welds, which all should be pretty universal and, I guess, industry known, if you will. So just bear with me. I'll try to explain the best that I can as we kind of work through this. And for now, let's just jump into it. Alright, here you have an exploded view in SolidWorks, and basically what it means is I just took these pieces and they're just kind of floating in the air right now, just to kind of show you how they're going to assemble onto this. I am going to animate this, but I'm not 100% sure how it's going to go, but I just want to explain it really quickly. What I would do is on this piece, because you have it, the main bracket is below this main internal part. I would set this on some 4x4s or sawhorses, kind of whatever you're building. Careful with sawhorses, just because you might get a little bit of bow in this. It's 1/4-inch material, so it's not gonna be too much, but just keep that in your back of your mind. But if you can put it on a table and run some 4x4s, and remember to run a piece of steel up to this to ground it. I've done it. How this is going to assemble is this outside piece, which is your items 2 and item 5. They're going to slide in from the end. You can kind of see the slot that I have put into here with our tab and slot design. This piece is going to slip right over the top, and it's going to locate right up against this guy and that guy on both sides. So I'm going to animate this and just kind of show you how it's going to go together. Let me finish this. So after you slide this guy in, then this one is going to slip right in through this slot into these tabs. And that pretty well locks everything in. However, what I would still just do, use your 90-degree square that we've talked about, one of these guys. And then I would just verify that we're 90 degrees here from your items 4, these two guys, and I would make sure that you're between the item 4 and this main gusset, which is 5 and 2, and then also from this base plate, which is item 3, make sure that we're nice and square there. Once this is located in, then the license plate formed piece can come in. And let me animate this so you can kind of see what I'm talking about. Oh, whoops, that one went up. Okay, it kind of worked. So as you see in items 2 and items 5, they're going to slide in from the end. This is going to lock down in there. And that's going to be basically our insides, if you will. That's basically going to be our insides. Alright, we are going to jump to the next step. All right, so in this step, we're still going to have it up on 4x4s, or something about that height. I think it's got to be at least 3 inches to kind of clear it. We're then going to bring in our skins. What I mean by skins is basically the outside of this bumper, the outside, quote unquote skin of this bumper. We're going to start with this piece, and you can see that there is, with our tab and slot, engineered tab and slot design, you can see here's our slots. They're going to come from the bottom and snap right in there. And then what you're going to want to do with this piece is start you off is get it locked into the slots. These tabs. And then when this piece comes in, you're looking for that corner to corner that we've talked about. So it gives you a nice V groove to weld along here. And all these should lock in very, very similarly. You can see the tabs in all of these and the slots. This is going to come right over the pull point. And then once these 3 pieces are in, then I would say, here, let me give you the item numbers. Sorry about that. Let me give you the item numbers here. So you have an 8, which is the middle guy. This piece over here is a 9, and this is a 10. Also, this one is 12, and this one's 17. Sorry that the numbers are jumping all over the place, but I know the numbers are jumping all over the place, but you will get the bill of material, and this is just kind of a guide and a reference in these videos. So, once we get our front skins in, they're in, we're going to drop these 2 pieces down on these tabs. Okay, and that locks all that stuff in. And when this piece is dropped down here, you're going to have a little bit of movement out here just because there's only one tab. All I'm gonna say to look for is look for that corner to corner, and that'll line you up. This edge should obviously be right along that inside edge of your items 9 and 10, so you can get that nice V groove. So I'm gonna go ahead and animate this. So I think this is pretty straightforward. There's your first part, your second skins, and then your top 2 pieces. I got that one to work right, yes. As you kind of seen how those worked, this one went in first, then these 2, and then these top 2 pieces. And obviously with this one, because there is tabs, you're going to have to drop it down just about a quarter inch, then put it up in there. It's not going to go straight in, obviously. So there's the majority of the bumper. We just got a couple more steps to go, and let's just dive right into those. All right, so here's our second to last step. We're pretty close to it anyway. What we're going to put in now is we're going to put in our foot pockets, our 2 Blazer foot pockets. I think it's a really cool feature on our bumpers. They are tabbed to help you locate, and obviously in this design you're going to kind of need that tab just to kind of, and it also aids in putting this piece in, which is your 16 and 13 on each side. And your items for your tube is 1 and 6. And you're going to see as I animate this video that these tubes are going to come into here. They're going to lock into place, and then these end caps are going to come in. And again, looking for corner to corner and seeing how that fits up. So let's go ahead and hit go on this. Animate. Tube comes in, end cap. Tube comes in, end cap. And that it's a really helpful situation to get that tube in first. And I would just say some light tacks on that tube to start, and then just kind of get it fit. I would just say some light tacks on the tube, then just get this outside cap, that item 16 we talked about. Get that lined up, get a couple tacks on that guy, and then you can get some more welding on that. All right, we're down to our all right, we're down to our last step here. here's our fourth and final step, which is pretty simple, pretty straightforward. You can see again the exploded view of these two pieces. You're gonna have four of these parts. The part number 7, basically just a doubler plate, giving us more strength and yeah, basically more strength for pulling or towing or anything like that. If you get yourself into a fun situation, and all this is gonna do, all I would say on these parts here, what I've done is I've just taken a 1-inch shackle, a clevis, a 1-inch piece of cold rolled, and I just put one in each of these. You know, put one of these on each side, as you can see over here. And then I just take a couple of vice grips or a vice grip and clamp it on, and then I just make sure that I'm nice and parallel. You know, whether it be this front edge to each other. Here, just it may just need a little tiny tap here and there. It may just need a little tap just to get them perfect, if you will. To get these guys perfect. So, being as straightforward as this is, I'm just going to hit animate and just show you those guys go into place. Throw my cold rolled in there, also in a vice grip, and then just fill that full of weld. And obviously at this point, this thing is just tacked together. I would come back to the internal inside, flip this thing around, and just put a couple, I don't even want to say, you know, a dozen, you know, 18 welds, 1-inch welds, just to kind of give it a little bit of more strength on the inside here. But then I would come back to the outside, obviously, and fill on my plug welds, which are these guys. Fill these up, weld your seams, and then go ahead and just grind them to however you guys want to see it. You know, some guys don't even grind them. I mean, they're that talented at welding that it actually looks really sharp just welded. And some people just like to grind them. I guess I don't really have a preference myself, but do it however you like to, in the look that you're and the look that you're going for. So that wraps up our Ford 2016 rear bumper, and I think this bumper goes from 2011 to 2016. This will fit. But thanks for watching, and have a great day.